Mambo VP, Sakfase, what's good? It's Brooklyn Beauty on it. And this is the Beauty Speaks podcast. And today I'm going to speak on a really serious topic. I'm really not going to sugarcoat this at all. If you were wondering if I'm from Brooklyn, you're really going to know I'm from Brooklyn after this episode. So, this is for all my beautiful women, especially beautiful Black women, beautiful women of color, because a lot of times you grow up feeling less than, you grow up feeling that you don't have any value automatically because you're Black in this world, in this society, how things have been for, I guess, hundreds of thousands of years, it looks like right now. Black people have been at the bottom, so to speak, right? So being a woman and being Black and being beautiful, it's like a triple threat. Beautiful Black woman. Triple threat right there. And a lot of times you were not raised to value that, to protect yourself, to think you have any value at all. But let me tell you something right now today. The beautiful Black woman is going to be the most targeted. People are going to want your energy the most. People are going to want you around and not want you around at the same time, all the time. And you have to realize how to protect yourself. When to let people in, when to not let people in, when to shut the door, when the relationship is done, when to walk away. And most importantly, when to not even let people in at all. Because let me tell you, as a beautiful Black woman, you're going to have it harder than any other woman. Friendship, find a relationship, a man that you can spend your life with. Let's start with this first. As a beautiful Black woman, make sure that you're choosing a man, whatever race he is, that does not already have all of these stereotypes and biases and bigotries in his head. Make sure he's not already grown up thinking Black women are at the bottom, Black people are at the bottom. And sometimes this can be a subconscious thing. That person may never speak these things. They may never know they even have these thoughts themselves. But as the beautiful Black woman, make sure you are looking out for these behaviors, these thoughts, and these ideologies, to make sure that when you're in relation with people, whatever it may be, that they're not using you as something to feel better, using your energy as a way to validate themselves, as if you're not even a person. So I had to learn the hard way. Growing up in a family where I wasn't praised, I wasn't valued, both sides, mother and father side. And being a woman, it scares people. We're in a day and age where women still have not reclaimed their power. And especially if you're a beautiful Black woman, you're going to see that there's walls and, let's say, there's certain things you can't cross. There's certain things it seems that it's hard for you to get past. And you have to be okay with that. You have to begin to really validate yourself. You have to recognize people's biases, recognize why people want to be friends with you, why people are trying to be around you, why are they inviting you someplace. Because you'll see that once you raise your self-esteem, raise your self-awareness, your self-conscious, you will see that people won't invite you as much places, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with being uninvited. You have to be okay with guys breaking up with you because you're just too beautiful. You're getting too much attention. And the reality is, most men think that they want a beautiful woman. But most men were not raised to provide, protect, and really value a woman. So as a woman who's attractive, and then you're black, make sure that any friends that you're around, their minds are clear. Why do they want your attention? Why do they want to be around you? So like I said, I had to learn these things the hard way throughout my teenage years, my 20s, my 30s. I had to learn the hard way. And I've learned my lesson, honey. I'm done learning that lesson. I don't date as easily. I don't befriend women as easily. And I had to become a lot more rigid with my boundaries. Because as a black woman who's beautiful, there's not as many doors open to you. Especially if you want to keep your integrity. Especially if there's certain things that you just wouldn't do. You have a nerve to want to be clean. You have a nerve to value yourself. You have the nerve to you have the audacity to say, I deserve whoever's going to be around me to value me and to give me the respect that I give. So number one, it's okay. Reevaluate your childhood. How were you treated? How were you made to feel as a little girl? Did you have men around you that protected you, told you to value yourself, told you, you're so pretty. Don't let these boys do this, or you're so pretty, girls are going to be jealous. And a lot of times we didn't have someone in our lives to help you with boundaries, to help you develop boundaries, to know that it's okay to protect and preserve yourself. You don't have to open your legs for every man you meet. You don't have to befriend every woman that comes your way. Every woman is not going to be a sister. Because unfortunately, most women were raised in this world to be people-pleasing, to be the sacrificial lamb. And usually when those type of women meet other women and they see that you're not like them, you have boundaries. You have more self-respect. You don't put men before yourself. And you're not going to just give birth just because society said so, without making sure there's proper provisions for yourself and that child that you could bring forth. So women have become very low-hanging fruit. Very low-hanging fruit. And let me tell you, where we are today in the world, the wars, governments warring over resources, over capital, over who knows what, land. As regular everyday citizens, we actually don't know what the heck the governments are warring for. We don't really know. But let me tell you something as a woman. I know that as a woman, if we collectively, all women, all races, no matter where you are, I don't care about religion, none of this. Let's get back to the basics of man and woman. Forget the race, the religion, the country, and all of this. If we got back to the basics of man and woman prioritized a safe place where children are going to come to, which is this planet Earth, and we got on the same accord with this, we would be in a completely different world right now. That's how powerful women are. And then when you're a beautiful woman, that currency, that energy, that attractiveness, we would have a totally different system going on. Homelessness, starvation, child abuse, all these things would not be going on if women were to their fullest potential. And that's starting from that little baby girl. What's the value that you're teaching that little baby girl? Most women were taught that they have no value unless you're sitting on some dick and gonna pop out a baby. We see where that's gotten us. We have populations of men right now who don't like women or children. That's because women have become the lowest hanging fruit. And when we give birth in this way, in this state of complete insecurity, you see where the world is. We have maladjusted men, men that are very immature, men that can't be fathers. Okay? It's really up to the woman. Collectively, a lot of women have got to change the way that we are relating to the world. And it's really going to start with how we feel about ourselves, how women are relating with each other. That's a huge part of it. Men are only going to respect us women as much as we respect ourselves and each other. Most men cheat and treat their wives pretty terribly because other women give them permission to. Their own mothers give them permission to. I've never been in a bad relationship with a man that didn't have permission to treat me bad. He has permission from his society. He has permission from his mother. And most of the times, there's no father. There was no example of anything else. So I'm going to reel this back in and say that women, we really have to mature, love ourselves, and we cannot call ourselves mothers and really caring about children if we do not have love and respect for this vessel that we have, these amazing organs we have that bring children through. How can you be the thing, the portal to this world, but you're so belittled and so shameful and so disgraced? That's what we've been going through. So I'm going to keep it really, really real as a woman right now in this world. I'm talking about a beautiful black woman. Everyone knows now. I spent a lot of time living in East Africa. I lived in Tanzania, East Africa for almost 7 years. And the most difficult part, of course, is the devalue of women. Women are not valued at all in these parts of the world. Now, of course, we can talk about America. America has grown into a society where it's really about business. So the family aspect, the human aspect, it's really gone out of this society, America, right? So I'm in no way talking down about Africa. This is a worldwide problem right now, globally. It's women that really have to find their self-esteem again. That's the only way things are going to get better, period, in this world, at all. Let me take a sip. So one thing I did in my romantic relationships is it took time, but I had to evaluate the thinking process of myself and the guys that I was with. And we're raised the same way. I'm not valuing myself, and the guys don't have any value for women. It's just, oh, a dime a dozen. She's not doing what I need. Next. She's not giving me what I need. Next. So you learn to be so people-pleasing, or else you're going to be what? Discarded by some narcissistic somebody's son? Somebody's baby boy who hasn't grown up, hasn't matured, who doesn't have a good relationship with his own mother, a non-existent relationship with the father. So most of the time, men and women are getting together. Let's talk about the Black community globally now, okay? Because this is a problem on the continent of Africa. It's a problem in South America, the United States, anywhere Black people are. The man and woman dynamic is completely messed up. And I'll go a step further. That's every race, honey, every race. This man and woman dynamic is completely messed up. And it's really up to the woman to take your power back, because no people can get here except through this. People can't get to this earth except through this portal right here. So it's really up to women. What condition are you bringing children into? You know, almost 40 years on this earth for me right now. And I remember back when I was 20, maybe 15 years old, 15, 20 years old, I thought things were going to get better in the world. Maybe racism was going to disappear. We're going to come to our senses. Child abuse, homelessness. I thought by now all these things would be solved. I definitely did. But when I see that the woman refuses to wake up and find her self-esteem, I see that not much is gonna change. If anything, shit has gotten way worse. It's harder to find love more than ever. It's harder to find a straight man more than ever. It's harder to find a woman with any self-esteem more than ever. It's like we're slowly starting to find ourselves women. Ladies, globally, worldwide, women, wake it up. Wake it up. I don't blame men ever. That was a big part of my maturity. I don't blame men at all, ever. Because behind every weak, abusive, narcissistic, insecure man are women that have given him permission to be that way. So now we've gone completely into this weird complex of mother and son. Mother and son, mother and son. Where are the men? Because all I see is mother and son. Little girls are not allowed to be little girls. And our men are in some type of perpetual boyhood. Where's the fatherhood? Where's the manhood? Okay? We are man and woman, and we go through stages. From the infancy to the elderly onto the grave. We go through stages. And that is what is not being respected. When you have 2 5-year-olds, let's say it's a boy and a girl, 2 5-year-olds, those are babies. Those are 2 children, 2 babies. You're pretty much going to treat them the same. They get a little older, 10, 12 years old. Okay, you can't treat them exactly the same anymore. Roles, gender roles start to come into play. If we want proper mothers and proper fathers, we then have to teach that little girl to have boundaries, have respect, understand what her vagina is about, understand that this is her portal to bring people through, and that she shouldn't really bring people through unless she feels safe and secure. Most women are giving birth out of fear, out of lack, out of trying to keep a man, trying to please society, because society is not very nice to women who don't have children, especially if you're a beautiful Black woman and you don't have children. Society's not very nice. So what is society? How have we gotten to this point? What is society? Society is made up of men and women. Society is not some third party that's telling men and women what to do. Society is the men and the women who are coming together and procreating. So how do we get to this fucked up position where men who have gotten no rites of passage to manhood, now you're doing all that you can to try to please men who don't even know themselves, who really have no interest in fatherhood, in caregiving, in providing, in really protecting. Most men are terrified of other men. They're terrified of society. They're terrified. One thing that was so difficult when I was living in East Africa was that we're in a global assassination of humanity. This is global. We've had an assassination of our common sense, of our hearts, of our self-esteems. Women are just breeders. Men are just sperm donors at this point. When do we take back our womanhood and our manhoods? So I only can speak for the women. And personally, I'm going to speak for the beautiful Black women when I say self-esteem, value, self-respect, and the spiritual aspect of beauty in all that we can create and manifest. That's what needs to be instilled in little girls for us to get somewhere in this world. Feel beautiful. Feel proud to be a woman. Feel strong. Feel confident. And I say this because I had to fight to feel this way. I had to fight to feel good, to feel loved. I had to love myself. Most women are married to men who don't love them. He doesn't love himself. How could he be a proper husband and father? So women, beautiful Black women, have strong boundaries. Raise your self-esteem. Feel proud. Do not wear what you've been through on your sleeve. This is something I used to do. Got me into a lot of trouble going into my adulthood. A lot of emotional depression, a lot of conflict. Getting into relationships for the wrong reasons. For that validation, to feel loved. You're asking for young men who can't even love themselves to love you. And then you add on the extra layer of being very physically attractive. And that's something no one can control. None of us can control how attractive we are. How attractive we came into this earth, how the genetics aligned, how your features, your hair, how it all came together. No one can control that. Everyone has value, but no one can control the level of beauty that you may have. And beauty is currency. Beauty is attractiveness. Everyone wants to possess beauty. So as a woman, when you're not taught to value yourself and you're beautiful, you're really going to be dragged through the mud if you don't know how to protect yourself so you don't have to stand up for yourself. I'm a martial artist. I'm a trained martial artist. As I got older, I said to myself, I don't want to fight. I don't want to have to physically protect myself. And just because I'm a black belt and I train every day, I used to train every day, at least 5 days a week. I've whooped some men's asses in my time. As I got older, I said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to be fighting every battle and getting into physical fights with men. I saw that my beauty brought anger out of men. And I was getting into physical altercations with men because of my beauty. I saw how jealous men were of me. I had to dissect this. I had to study some psychology. I had to understand this. And when you have populations of men who are not raised to be men, who are not raised to respect women and to see women for what they are, the vessels, the portals into this world, something to be cherished, something to be protected. No man could really handle more than one woman. If you're doing it right, if you're doing manhood and fatherhood and husbandhood correctly, you really can't handle more than one woman. And you wouldn't want to if you were a real man. As little children, we were all watching this, the dysfunction between man and woman. The women, the mothers going above and beyond, having to work 2-3 jobs to feed the family. And the men have been trained to think that this is a strong woman. This is how women should be. Men have taken themselves out of the picture. Psychologically, he doesn't even see himself with you. Psychologically, he doesn't see himself as a father. Psychologically, he can't even get past the sexual act with you. And then you add beauty on top of that. A lot of men don't understand their own anger towards women. And a lot of women don't understand, once they've given everything to the marriage and now you're facing divorce and you've given everything to this man, you can't understand why he can't appreciate you. So for me, I had to really dig into this psychologically as a beautiful black woman. What is my position in this world, in this society? What has society pushed on us, these ideologies. First with racism, sexism, everything else. We see that it's not good. Look where we are in this world. We see that it's not good. So let's get back to the beginning. Why I even started this talk, because I'm finna wrap it up. Okay? Don't forget to stream my album and listen to my album. I worked so hard. I wrote all these songs, recorded, and directed the music videos. Check them out on my YouTube, okay? So my point of this talk was to have strict boundaries as women. I know you weren't taught to value yourself as a little girl. But if we want to see anything get better in this world right now, women have got to reclaim their place of power, not power over the men, power in your womanhood, so that men can have power in their manhood. We're not getting with men and doing everything for them. We're not being their mother. Hopefully on this earth we can get to seeing some strong men at some point. Because I had to say to myself, I don't want to fight with men. I don't want to have this estranged relationship with other women. Women are estranged from each other at this point. Women are divorced from themselves. You're living in some weird man's world, which is like a boy's world. Where's the men? We're not doing men any favor by bossing up the way we are in relationships. Marrying a man, paying, going 50-50, paying the mortgage, paying the rent. We're not helping the children. We're not putting the children first. You're putting the man first, which is only keeping him in a boy state, immature state of mind. So as a woman, whatever happened with you in your childhood, you are not your childhood. You have to understand that society has come a long way in the wrong direction. And we don't have to continue going in this direction. But it's up to the women. Women, get on your own side. Put the children first. Most women, if you were putting yourself first and the possibility of children first, you would choose men that could take care of you and take care of children. I know that we're all a lot of hurt little girls. And it's got to end. It's got to stop. All this, the war, everything you see right now is because we are a bunch of hurt little girls having children. And when you have children in this way, it's very slim chances that we're going to have strong, capable men to protect anything. We're all at the will of the governments at this point, because we're all like a bunch of little children. Without strong, intact male and female units procreating with a purpose, are you procreating with a purpose? Or are you jumping on some dick because you need the validation? Listen, I had to check myself. I had to say, wait, I'm a woman. I have a great responsibility here. Am I going to keep on being what society has taught us to be, which is fucking trash at this point? Most married people ain't shit. Most women are extremely insecure And most men are very incapable. I know it's rough, but it's like the single childless adults have a lot more common sense. Society has gone a long way in the wrong direction. Anyways, once again, women, take your power back. If we really love men and we want to see strong men, stand in a woman's place. Don't overcompensate for the men. Because we're in this weird mother and son energy right about now. And it's got to stop. So, thank you for tuning in. Again, this is the Beauty Speaks podcast. Might have got a little deep on that one, but you know what? The world is pretty crazy right now. And I'm going to take my responsibility as a woman. Okay, I'm going to take my responsibility. I'm going to do what I can do in my realm of things. Peace.